Awesome. All right. So let's get started. Once again, good evening, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Tariq, and I'm a security professional with about 15 years of experience. I've been asked to join here today and have a conversation with our guest, Ahmed. So Ahmed is a personal friend of mine. I met him a couple of years back playing CTFs and organizing CTFs. I'll give him the chance to introduce himself, but I would like to sing his praise a little bit. He is truly one of the brightest young individuals that I know. And when Hackers Academy told me that he has achieved what he's achieved, and they invited him to come and talk to us about what he did, and they wanted me to have this conversation with him, I truly felt privileged, and I felt extremely happy to have him on board with us as well. So welcome, Ahmed. You've done something incredible, really, in 1 month, achieving 5 certificates. Before we get into that, would you mind just very quickly introducing yourself to the audience?
Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ahmed Atallah. I'm a 19 years old computer science student studying network security in the American University and the Emirates. I play lots of CTFs. I organize lots of CTFs. If you have played Hackers Academy CTF, I'm the one behind this, me and my team, of course. I do red teaming, and I also do cyber defense. We'll get back to this later. So 1 month back, I have achieved something that you can rarely hear about it. I have achieved 5 certificates in 1 month, and this talk will be discussing how, what, when, and why I did this achievement. So I think that's it about the introduction. Shall we get into the questions?
Yeah. So
Right.
obviously, for everybody here in the audience, I know that you're going to have a ton of questions for Ahmed, probably starting with why on earth would you do this to yourself? And this is the first thing that I actually wanted to ask Ahmed. So achieving 5 certificates, one of the professional ones, or a couple really, one extreme one professional one with eLearn, with the OSCP, all in the span of 30 days. I'm curious to know, and I'm sure our entire audience is curious to know, why did you do this? What got in your mind to get you to do this?
All right. So first of all, I thought about achieving my OSCP, as everyone in the security wants to achieve. They go for OSCP first, and what pushed me to achieve my OSCP is there's someone who's special in my life who pushed me for this achievement. So I went for my OSCP, but I unfortunately failed my first attempt. So after failing my first OSCP exam, I felt some sort of down. I felt I'm down. I felt I need to do some sort of bigger achievement to catch up, because there's also a rule in the OSCP that when you fail an exam, there's a 30 days cool down period. If you hear about this rule, Tariq. Yeah, there's a 30 days cool down period where you just cannot take any exam, where you just study. So I thought, why don't I achieve something else in these 30 days? And here comes the idea of the hell months. I wanted to do some sort of punishment to myself because I failed my first attempt. Yeah, I know you're laughing. So yeah, here comes the idea of the hell month. I said to myself, okay, until the OSCP exam comes after 30 days, why don't I take one more certification, which is the eLearn Security Certified Professional Penetration Tester. Then I achieved the eLearn Certified Professional Pen Tester. 1 week later, I told to myself, okay, so we have some time. We have 2 weeks to go. Why don't I go for eWPT, which is eLearn Security Web Professional, eLearn Security Web Pen Tester. So I achieved my eWPT. Then it came the OSCP exam on 20th of June. So after my OSCP exam, alhamdulillah, I passed. It was a lot of fun, yani, passing my OSCP exam. It was some sort of drama, getting my root shell on the last target. Then I told to myself, okay, we still have 1 week to go in the hell month. Let's go for the Hackers Academy certified professional. It's one of the really good certificates in the market. You can check it out on the website of Hackers Academy. I achieved it. It was okay, يعني. It was good, good level, good explanation. After it, I went for for an extreme certificate, which is the eLearn Security Web Professional Pen Tester, the extreme version, which is version 2, of course. This is a new certificate in the market, which is really, really good, and the exam was really challenging. I used to text Tariq, okay, Tariq, I'm really stuck, what shall I do? But Tariq never helped me, alhamdulillah, yani. I was trying harder all the time.
We'll try to edit this out, otherwise it might be considered like you're asking for.
No. No, I was just texting Tariq. Tariq is my friend, yani. I used to tell him that I'm stuck. Yeah, he was just supporting me, and he's saying you can do it and stuff. So I achieved, alhamdulillah, my WebTex certificate, and the result came out in 11th of July, which is my birthday, and eLearn Security celebrated my achievement on their Twitter. Remember, Tariq? Yeah.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's it. This is reason why the hell month actually happened. Yeah.
Well done, man. Well done. I mean, this is an incredible achievement in and itself. To be honest, I would have never personally imagined I would pull off something like this, and I have 15 years of experience in cyber. And when I saw the tweets coming out from Hackers Academy and the posts going online, I saw some people actually replying, and they were a little bit I don't want to say like denying that this could happen, but maybe a little bit suspicious or suspecting that this is this something doable? Like, did you actually achieve this, or are we just here, making stuff up? So to play the devil's advocate here, let's say, is there any proof that you have actually achieved these certificates? Are these certificates verifiable?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, for the audience, you can verify my OSCP certificate with my OSCP ID, or I think there's a certificate ID starting with 101. So this is for the OSCP. And for the eLearn certificates, you can verify it on the eLearn website. You can just use my last name and the certificate ID. Anyways, all this information will be posted on my LinkedIn, and they are already posted, I think. You can just check out my LinkedIn. We'll be writing it in the chat. It is Ahmed -H-Atallah. If you can write it, Tariq, please.
Sure. We'll send it on the chat. No problem.
So I think this is quite a proof for my achievement.
Okay, well done. So this is for the skeptics. We just wanted to get this out of the way. I know Ahmed, I've known him for a while, and I completely trust him. And I was sort of alongside with him throughout the journey when he did this, throughout the 30 days. I know how frustrated and how annoyed he was when he first failed, and how happy and excited. From the first day to the 30th day, including the wait for the results, and how stressed he was about it, no matter how many times I told him to chill and relax. Okay, so well done, Ahmed, again. It was really an incredible achievement. One thing that I would like to make clear to our audience is that, and this is, I think, why some people were a little bit suspicious or suspecting, is that you did not do the courses, right? You just went for the exams.
Yeah. This is right. I did not do the courses. I just went for the certification exams. But this doesn't mean that anyone can just go for the certification exam and pass. So I got like 3 months or 4 months before this hell month that I was just studying. I was just sitting in my home in the quarantine. I'm just sitting, opening my laptop every day, having my snacks around me, and just studying. Yeah, having my coffee and studying. So what I usually do is I open eLearn Security website, or maybe Offensive Security. Of course, for the OSCP, for the certification exam, it is a must that you buy the course. So speaking of the OSCP, I bought the course and I learned the materials very well before the exam. But for eLearn security certifications, I used to open their website, check out maybe for example, the eCPPT, the PTP course. I opened the course, I checked the course syllabus. For example, they talk about pivoting, they talk about maybe privilege escalation. So I used to take these headlines and Google it, check for tutorials, check for write-ups. So I prepared very, very well before going for the exam. So also one thing that helped me out achieve this without going for the course is that I already have around 4 years of hands-on experience in cybersecurity. Alhamdulillah, I started in 2016 and now it is 2020. So yeah, 4 years of hands-on experience. And a massive learning in the past 3 months. So I was really ready for the certifications exam. And that makes sense now why I did only the exams, not the courses. I already know the course contents and I just revised them. So yeah,
Well done.
that's it.
Well done, man. So yeah, I mean, I know you. I know that you come from a strong technical background. You've been working on developing your skills for quite some time now. And there's a couple of questions that came up from our audience is how did you start? So I'll let you elaborate on this a little bit. If I may just add my 2 cents here. If you are starting completely from scratch, and because I used to teach a lot and this always comes up, students will come and say, why would I buy a course if the material is readily available online? I can go to YouTube and I can watch videos. And this is correct. It's 100% true. The challenge here is that you're going to be spending so much time trying to find the accurate, the useful information. Whereas if you go and get a ready-made course, you'll be saving weeks, if not months of preparation. So this is my own personal experience. But Ahmed, so from your personal experience, because you went completely for the exams, if somebody wants to go for the exam and skip the courses, is that something you would recommend or no? Because some of these courses might be a little bit pricey, might be a little bit expensive. So some people might be tempted to skip the course completely and just try their luck with the exam. Would that be something that you would recommend or no?
To be honest, if someone who's starting from scratch, I don't recommend this at all. I would recommend the person to go for the course and save up maybe a little bit, because also the certification exam is not cheap. It's the certification exam for eLearn courses is $400 per voucher per attempt. So it's not cheap. You can just save up a little bit more and go for the course, and it will come with the voucher for exam. Why am I talking about the course? The course is really important because there are engineers behind these courses that give you the materials in an organized way, and they also give you some sort of labs where you can practice your skills, and they want to they want to give you some sort of concept to learn and to understand. So these people have a high technical background and they want to give you some certain points to learn. So that's why I'm talking about the courses that are really important for people starting from scratch. But if you're starting from scratch and you have the enough passion to learn and go behind each and every point in the syllabus, like you can open eLearn security website or Hackers Academy website or offensive website, and you can check each and every point in the syllabus and study it very well. You can take weeks and weeks to study every point in the syllabus. Okay, you can just skip the course, go for the syllabus, study it online very well in an organized matter, take notes, study well, solve labs, solve CTFs that prove you totally understand the concept of each and every point. Then I think you will be ready to go for the exam without taking the course. But if you cannot do all of this, just go for the course.
Okay, all right. So there's a ton of questions that are coming in. I have about 24 questions right now in front of me. So before we get into the questions, I would right off the bat like to apologize for our audience if we skipped any of your questions. We wouldn't have the time to answer all of them, unfortunately. So I'll pick a few to start with now, Ahmed. So the first one is, if somebody cannot afford all these courses, which one would you recommend that they start with?
I would recommend starting with the OSCP, to be honest, because OSCP, you must buy the material. You cannot just buy the certification exam. You must buy the material. So when you get the material is really powerful. It teaches you all the concepts you need. Also, it covers a lot of the material which is taught in the eLearn Security Certified Professional Pen Tester course. So OSCP, also the labs in the OSCP are really powerful. They teach you a lot of stuff, including the try harder concepts, which is, yeah, I know you're not a big fan of the try harder concept.
Yeah, personally,
but
not
yeah.
really. Okay,
But
so the OSCP, it is the one that you started with, and you didn't have a great experience passing. Unfortunately, the first attempt, you did pass the second attempt. And for that reason, when I talk to a lot of students, I sense that many of them might be hesitant to get onto ASCP because they think maybe they don't have enough skills. They think it might be too difficult. They're not big fans of the try harder. They need some guidance. They need some help. So if somebody is thinking OSCP is going to be a little bit too difficult for me, what would be an alternative for them?
I would recommend either starting with Hackers Academy Certified Professional, which is really good. It teaches you a lot of great concepts, explained videos. Actually, to be honest, the videos are explained very well by Tariq. This is not a compliment. Yeah. And then
which videos? Sorry, the eLearn videos?
No, the Hackers Academy Certified Professional.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Too many certificates, man. Too many certificates. Okay.
And then after Hackers Academy Certified Professional, you can just go for the eLearn Security Certified Pen Tester. It teaches you, I mean, speaking of the materials and the labs of eLearn Security has some sort of great advantage because they give you a handbook that includes the solution for all the labs. So whenever you're stuck, you can just take a look on the hint or the solution. So you don't really have to try harder. You can just try smarter in eLearn.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Got you. Okay, so before we get into a sort of review or comparison of the exams, we will get into that in a moment. We have an interesting question from Reem, and Reem is asking that you started about 4 years ago in cybersecurity. What was your hands-on experience in the last 4 years? From where? What did you do?
All right. So first of all, I started with playing CTFs. I started my first CTF. It was in December 2016, organized by the UAE Signal Intelligence Agency, which is previously called NISA. So they organized some CTF called UAE CyberQuest, if you hear about it. Then, yeah, alhamdulillah, I got the second rank on the UAE at that time, in that CTF. It was my first CTF ever, and I got that rank. Then I kept playing CTFs and looking at write-ups until I started some sort of new passion, which is organizing CTFs. So yeah, we initiated some company. It's called CyberQuad. We create CTFs. We organize CTFs. We organized the first Hackers Academy CTF. Then later, nowadays, I'm doing some sort of freelancing for organizing the CTFs. So yeah, mainly the CTFs were my hands-on experience in the past 4 years, whether playing it or organizing it. But to be honest, organizing the CTFs, it gave me more power to understand how the certifications exams were created, how they were crafted. When taking a certification exam, now I know that the guy who created this challenge wanted to test this exact point to me. So I know that there might be some sort of vulnerability in this part. If not in this part, it might be in that part. So now I have a better understanding of how the exam is created because I already do some sort of the same thing while organizing the CTFs. I create challenges, I create boxes. So yeah, these were my experiences in the past 4 years.
Amazing. Okay. So now that we're on the topic of CTFs, I know, so I'm playing a little bit of the devil's advocate here, and sorry about that, but it's because I would like to give our audience the different perspectives, because I know that you're really good at CTFs. I know that you organize and help organize Hackers Academy CTFs as well. I can see some of the organizers and the attendees
Oh, really?
as
Cool.
well. So thank you for joining, guys.
Yeah.
Some people might say that CTFs are not really realistic. You know, they're fun to play, but maybe they don't usually teach you a lot of really realistic stuff. So thinking from that perspective, let's apply that to the exams that you did. Which ones would you rate to be more realistic, and which ones would you say are a little bit less realistic?
Okay, so this is gonna be my own personal opinion.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, speaking of some sort of, maybe the OSCP was more closer to the CTF, because the OSCP exam, it's just 24 hours. You got 5 static targets and you start attacking them and getting the highest privileges on the 5 targets. So, and it's also 24 hours exam. Yani there's no real life engagement in the world that is only for 24 hours.
Okay.
But on the other side, I see that eLearn security exam for the certified pen tester, it is, they give you 1 week duration, and it is some sort of real life engagement. It is a black box engagement. I think I cannot talk about the exam scenario, but I can say that eLearn security professional pen tester exam was more realistic. It also tests more skills than the OSCP exam. Also, speaking of the techniques, the lateral movement, the pivoting, all of these can add advantages to the eLearn security certified pen tester exam. But this doesn't mean that the OSCP exam is bad. I'm talking about two different stuff. If you're watching me right now and you don't know what to take, I would recommend you, if you have enough money, you can go for both. Just go for both. Here you will test the stress, how you're stressed, how you're just focusing to finish all the targets in 24 hours, how to manage your time. And here you're just relaxing, and you're just you have your songs playing, and you're just thinking how you're gonna move from this network to that network, how you're gonna move from this machine to that machine. It's like playing chess there. Electronic security. So yeah, that's it.
This is a very important point that I would like to add a little bit of my sort of opinion on it, if I may, because a lot of people will think that, you know, if I go for this certificate, it's good enough. If I go to that certificate, it's good enough. But if you think about it, have you ever wondered why is there so many different trainings out there? Why is there so many people giving, for example, pen testing trainings? Why is there's the pen testing training on an offensive security and Hackers Academy and eLearn security, and maybe there's a lot other more that we're not mentioning here today. And the reason being is there's always different perspectives from different trainers. Different labs, different styles of teachings, different sort of approach to how they communicate, how they relay the information. And I know this from my own personal experience as a student and as a trainer. So when I started, I did pen testing for about 10 years. I was a professional penetration tester for about 10 years. You would never read just one book. So when I started, it was mostly books. You guys are super lucky now with all the online labs in the cloud.
Alhamdulillah.
So I would have never just read one book and thought, that's it, now I know pen testing. I would basically devour every single book that was out there, because I knew from every book I will pick up something new. And it's the same. So I completely agree with you on this point, Ahmed. If you can afford it, go for as many trainings, as many certificates as you can. There is a question from our audience. One of our audiences asking that, you know, a lot of people like yourself are recommending CTFs, but for new guys, maybe they hesitate because they think that they don't have enough experience or enough knowledge to participate in CTFs. So what would you recommend in this case? What CTFs or what do you recommend?
Personally, I would recommend going for CTFs that simulate vulnerable machines, such as Hack the Box, because Hack the Box, it's really close to the OSCP labs. There's also Try Hack Me. Try Hack Me is really good because it also provides you some sort of hints when you're stuck. There's also Hackers Academy CTF, but for the beginners level, in case you're a really beginner, you just didn't solve any CTF before, you can just go for Hackers Academy CTF. We also post on Hackers Academy social media, we post like weekly write-ups for the CTFs, and there will be new challenges coming soon on Hackers Academy CTF. So speaking of order, we can say that if you are a really beginner, 0 level, you can start with Hackers Academy CTF. Then the next level is Try Hack Me. Then the third level is Hack the Box. Or you can just say Hack the Box and Try Hack Me are in the same level. So why CTFs? I think CTFs gives you some sort of how to be a hacker. They teach you the how to think like a hacker. I mean, I know this is pretty mature to say the word hacker in a conference, but but yeah, actually playing CTFs teaches you how to think like a hacker, how to be stealthy, how to steal admin cookies, how to do this and that, how to be a real hacker. Yani, when you play a CTF, and I'm talking about competitions, for example, when you win a CTF competition, you feel that you are really something big. Yeah, there is some sort of feeling that you get when you win a CTF. You just have to feel it once in your life, yeah, at least. So yeah, I think anyone who's doing cybersecurity, who's starting cybersecurity, or even who's professional in cybersecurity, you should try playing CTF once, and I promise you won't regret it. Yeah.
Okay, so I know Ahmed is sort of emphasizing the CTF idea because he's very passionate about it. He actively organizes, he actively writes challenges, participates in challenges, and it's one of the things that I know he's very passionate about. And if you would like to participate in the CTF at Hackers Academy, Ahmed is the one that will be sort of helping you quite often. So he's one of the active members on Hackers Academy when it comes to writing write-ups, giving out solutions, and helping members. So if you're a beginner, make sure that you follow him on Twitter, make sure that you connect with him on LinkedIn, make sure that you ping him on the Hackers Academy Slack channel, go to ctf.hackersacademy.com, try out, and feel free to bother him. Just make sure, because, and I'm going to say this on his behalf, make sure that you try before you go and ask him any questions, okay? Yeah. Otherwise, then never go and ask him what's the solution, because he's not going to give you that, okay?
Right. That's right, yeah.
So let's get into a brief sort of comparison between the exams. You didn't do all the courses. You did the Hackers Academy course, you said, and you did the OSCP course because they come with the exams, and then you did the eLearn exams. So let's keep the courses on the side because you didn't do all the courses. Let's talk about the exams. And if you can give us like a quick comparison between all these exams that you've done.
All right, so here I think I have some bullet points to talk about. For the OSCP, so the OSCP, it's more about strict time management. The exam itself, it's 24 hours. You have 5 targets. You just need to manage your time and do some sort of rotation between machines. Don't get stuck in one machine. Move around, go take a break, come back. I mean, personally, I used to take a break every 1 hour. The proctor was angry at me. Are you taking a break every hour? Are you serious? But yeah, this is how I passed my exam. Yeah. I used to take a break every an hour, hold my phone, play around, eat some snacks. So this is more about time management in the OSCP. But on the other hand, in the Inner Security Certified Professional Pen Tester, you have a whole week You can think briefly. You can put up a plan that you can follow throughout the week to solve the exam, and then you have another week to write the report. So you have plenty of time to play around. You can go to sleep, yeah, of course. This is one of the advantages for e-learn exams, that you can sleep some hours.
And I
Going
think
back,
this is, sorry to interrupt, I think this is one of the reasons why you're saying it's a little bit more realistic, right? Because I know that, we'll get to that in a moment, by the way, that you recently got a job doing pen testing as part of your job. And you feel this is more close to what you're doing. So you have an engagement that goes on for a couple of days or a week, and then you have some time to write the report. Is that correct?
yeah, this is exactly what's happening in real life. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So going back for the OSCP, again, I'll say that you have 5 static targets. You attack them. That's it. If you finish the exam in 6 hours, you finish it. Nothing more to do. But on the other hand, for the e-learn security exam, you have an organization where you attack, where you do black box pen testing. Then you can start looking for targets. I don't want to do some spoilers, but there are much more to think about, much more to do in the e-learn security exam. You can do pivoting, you can reach other networks, you can really have fun. If you have enough skills, you will have fun, I'm pretty sure. Getting back to the OSCP, okay, so let's wrap up the points. So in my personal opinion, the OSCP tests your stress abilities. How can you manage your stress? How can you manage your time? How can you work under pressure? On the other hand, the e-learn security exam, it manages to test your abilities in thinking, how you're gonna bypass the obstacles, how you're gonna play chess with the machines. So yeah, in my personal opinion, the e-learn exam is much more realistic than the OSCP.
Nice. Okay. So we have a good question from one of our audience members. Nick is asking, did you do a lot of research on report writing? That's not, I know it's not everybody's favorite topic. So did you do a lot of research on report writing? Do you have any tips to give our audience members on report writing?
To be honest, not at all. Yani, not at all. Just in the exam, I mean, like when I solve machines when I used to solve machines in the OSCP labs, I used to take notes for each and every machine. Just write what you did, write a short brief of what actually happened, take a screenshot of each and every step. That's it. Then before the exam day in the OSCP, before the exam day, I just downloaded the template, which is available for public, the report template. And then I start filling it just with the steps, with the commands, with each and every screenshot. So the main idea behind a good report is that it includes each and every step necessary to reproduce the vulnerability or to re-exploit the target. So not a big deal. You can just practice it twice, and then you will feel really confident about it.
Got you. Mm-hmm. All right, brilliant. So the template definitely helped, I'm guessing, because as far as I know, you were relatively new to this, so you haven't done any professional pen testing before. You probably haven't seen, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, you haven't seen any professional pen testing reports before. So you went with the template, you stuck with what the template was, and that helped you out. Okay, so I know there's a lot of questions coming in from the audience about like how much does it cost, how long does the exam take. All of the answers to these very specific questions you can find on the websites of OSCP and eLearn. So if you have anything that is more relevant to the experience of the exam or the experience of how to prepare for Ahmed, let us know. If you have any questions about how long, how much, etc., all of this information you'll find readily available on the websites of the providers, the Offensive Security, eLearn, Hackers Academy, etc. Okay, Ahmed, one of the questions that always comes up in the security community is, how important are certificates to getting a job? So I did mention it in passing that you recently got a job doing security analysis, pen testing, etc. Was the certificate a big factor in getting your job? If yes, why? If no, why not?
All right, so let me answer this question in another way. I would rather say that certifications are essential, but they are not a must. So in cybersecurity, you have two options. Option one is to do bug bounty, find vulnerabilities in Google, Facebook, find 0 days so that you can prove that you have really good skills and you get hired. The second option, which is going for certificates, learning courses, doing the certification exams to tell the employer you have the minimum skills required to get this job. So for me, I selected the second option and I went for the certifications to prove to my employer that I already have the minimum skills required to get the job. And alhamdulillah, I got my job. So yeah,
congratulations.
you can go for any one of the options.
Well done. Congratulations on getting the job. So if I may add my perspective as somebody who used to hire pen testers during my pen testing days and interview pen testers, one thing that I would like to share with the audience is if you're going for a certificate, particularly for a job hunt, make sure that you go for a certificate that is required and is usually sort of sought after by the employer. So if you are based out of the UAE, for example, in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, etc., you'll find that employers might be looking for certificates that employers in India don't really care about. Or the other way around. If you're based out of India or the US, maybe they look for certificates that here in the UAE we didn't really hear about or we don't really care much for. So before you jump into a certificate, if you're doing this purely to sort of bump up your CV and beef up your CV, then make sure that you do a little bit of market research, find out what HR is asking for, what kind of certificate they're usually looking for, and then go for that certificate. Brilliant. So let's sort of take a segue into your mental health. We have an interesting question here about how did you manage or maintain your mental health on Hell Month, which is a very valid question.
I didn't maintain it. Who said I maintained it?
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, alhamdulillah, my family used to support me a lot. Even Tariq, he's one of my closest friends. He used to support me a lot. My mental health wasn't the best ever. Yeah, it was, at least it's minimum, yani. I used to eat and drink as normal people do, and just open my laptop every day, study, and then sleep, or do the exam, then sleep. That's it. No going out, no playing, no FIFA, nothing. Just studying, just taking exams to achieve the Hell Month concept. So yeah, that's it about my mental health. Wasn't good at all, yeah.
So it was mostly about sort of like focus and dedication, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were focused, you know what you wanted, and you just dedicated yourself completely for it.
Actually, it's just a matter of thinking about the goal. So what is the final goal? Does the final goal deserve all that hard work and dedication? If yes, okay. You can just do all of this hard work and you can just leave all the fun, all playing, and you can just focus on achieving your goal. And this, in my opinion, was my goal here deserved. I wanted to achieve a goal, and the goal here, in my opinion, it deserved all the hard work and all the passion, all the dedication, all the days without sleeping. Yeah.
So it was worth the sacrifice, basically, because I know you sacrificed a lot. You know, a lot of people will hear what you're saying and they're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to sacrifice time going out with friends or having fun or going to the cinema or going and eating out and having coffees so, well, you sacrifice all this, and in your opinion, it is, or it was, and it still is actually worth the sacrifice.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well done. So we're coming very close to the end of our session today. It's been incredibly interesting. and I would have loved to just carry on speaking to you for hours. Before we close up, a couple more questions. One that just came in from Maurice, and the reason I'm going to ask you this is because I get asked this all the time. And the question is, do you need prior programming experience for these exams? Do you need to know programming, coding, or scripting, basically, to pass these
No.
exams?
The answer is big no. But I mean, you don't need programming for hacking, because you can just be a script kiddie and you can use other people's tools. But programming teaches you something about how to think, how to develop your problem-solving skills. So when you do a lot of programming, you increase your problem-solving skills. This is really beneficial for you when you're going for real-life engagements with pretty complicated factors. So now you have your critical thinking, you understand what I want to say, right? Because programming teaches you how to think, how to do complicated thinking, how to solve problems. So in hacking, you will need all of this, but it is not a must. Okay, so let me say it in other words. A hacker without programming is not any better than a hacker who knows programming. A hacker who knows programming is much more better than a hacker who doesn't know programming.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
I completely agree with you. And again, this is something that I get asked so many times. And my perspective on this is you don't need programming to start learning hacking. Definitely not. Having said that, when you learn hacking, when you learn programming, you'll understand hacking techniques and hacking tools more, and you become much, much better at it. But I do know very good hackers that are not professional programmers and that don't spend so much time on programming. They understand languages, they can create quick scripts, and they do a damn good job. But if you really want to be somebody phenomenal, then you probably would need to focus a little bit more on programming. Cool. So with that, Ahmed, I'm sorry, like the questions keep coming in and I can barely catch up with the questions. Unfortunately for our audience and for me, because I'm really having fun with this, unfortunately, we have to wrap it up. Ahmed, before we say goodbye to our audience, what is your next step? Are you going to keep going for certificates? Did you just finish every certificate that you wanted to go for? What do you have planned?
Okay, so let me speak real quick about what I'm doing right now. Excuse me. And what are my next steps? So what I'm doing right now, I do my full-time job, alhamdulillah, at Malcroft. Is Khalifa here, by the way?
I'm not sure, actually. I'll check very quickly.
Anyways,
but I know there's a few guys from Khalifa here. Excuse me. I know there's a few.
Anyways,
guys from
Malcroft is the best company in the world, and my boss is the best boss in the world. Yeah,
it's not here. I'll make sure I'll mention that you said that.
Yeah. All right. So, to be honest, I really enjoy my job in Malcroft. I do cyber defense work. I'm a cyber defense analyst, and I do also pen testing and red teaming. So I do both. Which I really enjoy. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, I think my job is the best ever in the world. I wake up every day and I'm just dreaming about work. I'm dreaming about finishing my tasks. That's it. So, what are my next steps? My next steps, I'm thinking about doing some persistence in my job. I want to gain some experience from the real life because I just got hired 1 month ago, yani. I'm still not experienced in the real life engagements. I want to get some real life engagements. Speaking of the certifications, I don't think I'm going to take any certifications soon because right now I'm taking the certifications which are required by the job, which is pretty. I mean, like the solutions certifications, or the NIST and stuff. But speaking of the famous certifications, like maybe PTX, the professional pen tester, the extreme version from the eLearn, I want to take it, but I don't think I'm gonna go for it for now. Or maybe the OSCE, the Offensive Security Certified Expert. I'm planning to go for it, but not for now. Maybe after a couple of months, maybe next year. So yeah, these are my next steps, my next plans.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so Ahmed, all the best with your future plans, all the best with your future endeavors. I know that Microv is very lucky to have you. Microv, by the way, is one of the biggest supporters and sponsors for Hackers Academy, and I know they have some of the best guys when it comes to pen testing and incident response. So make sure you check them out. Ahmed, big, massive thank you from my side, from Hackers Academy side. Thank you so much for being here with us. Big thank you for our audience.
Excuse me, Tarek, if I may add, I want to also say a big thank you for Hackers Academy for supporting me throughout the hell month, and especially for you personally. You're my friend, and you were close to me during all of this. Yeah, and I want to also say thank you to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, everyone. Also for my best friend and my special people in my life. So also excuse me if I may say these sentences in Arabic. أنا بجد عايز أشكر في شخص مميز في حياتي. أنا عارف هو بيتفرج علينا دلوقتي يعني، بس أنا حابب أشكره يعني إن هو كان بيدعمني طول الوقت ده. ويعني الإنجازات دي كلها كانت يعني عشان الشخص ده يعني الموتيفيشن اللي هو عطاها لي وكده. وبشكر أهلي جدا وأمي وأبويا وأخويا والناس دي كلها يعني. بس that's it.
I know that your university was one of your biggest supporters as well in this journey.
Exactly, my university and the president, Professor Musanna, he supported me, and they also sent me people from the university to give me an award for their achievement. I want to thank my university, the American University in the Emirates, and Professor Musanna. They are really great, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you for our audience. With that, we will come to the end of our discussion today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for our sponsors. Thank you, Ahmed, for your time today. And I wish you all the best. Have a good evening, everyone, and goodbye.